Breaking news. Hold on to your Timbits, Canada, because what just went down in the red chamber of the Canadian Senate could make our founding fathers roll over in their historically significant graves. Senator Mark Gold, the government's representative in the Senate, stood before the nation and stated plainly and confidently that no province can leave Confederation without Parliament's permission. That's right. According to Gold, we're apparently living in Hotel Canada. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never actually leave, unless you politely ask Ottawa for permission first. The constitutional implications of this are so outrageous that even the most polite separatists are probably whispering, "Sorry, but what?" Now picture this. It's a seemingly regular Thursday. In the Senate, then Senator Paula Simons fires off what may be the most politically loaded question in Canadian politics since what's really in those other Trudeau cabinet documents. She asks whether the Clarity Act, originally designed to keep Quebec from packing its bags and declaring independence, also applies to other provinces. Hypothetically speaking, of course, definitely not, because Alberta separatist groups are currently collecting signatures for a referendum. And certainly not because Premier Danielle Smith is being expected by these groups to fast-track a provincial vote on separation. No, just a little casual constitutional curiosity. Innocent, but that's where Senator Gold's response gets, well, fascinating, and by fascinating, we mean constitutionally terrifying. He declares that it's not really a matter of belief, it's the law. The Clarity Act, he says, applies to all provinces, no exceptions. When Simons follows up with the logical question, what steps would a province need to take to actually separate? Gold dodges like a high schooler unprepared for a pop quiz. He replies with something along the lines of, well, if this were a classroom, that'd be a great question. And then he refuses to elaborate. It's like asking your mechanic how to change a tire and being told that's a mechanical question. Before they walk off into the sunset, passed in 2000, the act came in the aftermath of Quebec's nail-bitingly close 1995 referendum, where separatists lost by fewer than 55,000 votes out of nearly 5 million cast, closer than most Stanley Cup finals and infinitely more consequential. The act gives the House of Commons the authority to determine whether the FH question in a referendum is clear enough to reflect the will of the people. Sounds democratic, right? But in practice, it means federal politicians in Ottawa get to decide whether a province's desire to leave is worded acceptably. That's like handing your landlord a notice to vacate, only to be told, "We'll let you know if your phrasing is acceptable." The conflict of interest is glaring. Unless it's wearing a neon sign and waving a mini Canadian flag, it couldn't be more obvious. Recent changes to Alberta's Citizen Initiative Act have significantly lowered the threshold required to trigger a referendum. It used to need about 600,000 signatures. Now, just 177,000, roughly 3.5% of Alberta's population, no carefully worded economic partnership jargon like Quebec used in 1995. No vague diplomacy, just a blunt, "Do you want out?" Senator Gold insists that Parliament must approve any attempt at secession, but when asked how this would be enforced, he offers no clarity. So, what happens if Alberta holds a referendum, votes yes, and Ottawa says no? Do we send in the RCMP, cancel federal transfers, block their access to Tim Hortons? Okay, maybe that last one is going too far, but you get the point. There is virtually no precedent for this. The Supreme Court of Canada ruled in 1998 that Quebec could not unilaterally secede, but they also said that if there was a clear majority on a clear question, then Canada would be constitutionally obligated to negotiate.